What's going on, YouTube? Mr. Flip coming at you with another great video, and I gotta tell you, I am really excited to do this one. A lot of you guys know I got picked up by American Tackle Company for pro staff, and I was shipped some of these Jig Skinz in the bundle pro staff package, and I have to say I am very excited to actually do this video and show you guys a tutorial how the Jig Skinz work. So what basically Jig Skinz is you have a piece like this. It's a material that actually shrinks onto your lures. Now you can use new lures, you can use beat up lures. It really doesn't matter what you use. You can buy the stripped out lures that are just clear, and instead of having to airbrush them, you can actually lay down these patterns on them. Now I personally make my own lures at times. I'll show you guys some that I've actually done, and what I'm really stoked about these Jig Skinz is instead of having the airbrush and epoxy and the whole 9 yards, which is actually a hassle, excuse me, with having to make lures, is you have to, do the airbrushing, the epoxy. It's a lot of work, you guys. And instead of having to do that, I can now make some of my own lures and just lay these Jig Skinz right on them. And you can go different sizes. It really doesn't matter what sizes you go, which sizes you do. Here's another little one, top water that I made. It looks somewhat like an injured frog. Then I did a big carp top water. And yeah, I'm really stoked about the Jig Skinz because, as I stated, I do make my own lures, and now I won't have to go through the airbrushing process and the epoxy process, which is kind of expensive and a hassle. So yeah, what we are going to do, we are going to basically customize this jerkbait. You guys can see it's not too bad. It really isn't. But I believe it's going to look really, really nice with this pattern. I personally don't know what pattern this is on here. I don't even know if it says. I really haven't even been through it. But there, yeah, see, there's American Tackle Company logo. Hopefully that'll zoom in. There you go. That's my new pro staff sponsorship that I got with them. Basically on the back of the package, it just gives you the rundown on what to do. So remove hardware from original lures, hooks, and split rings. You guys can see I've already done that. I took the hooks and split rings off. Step 2, cut Jig Skinz to length of original lure and create small opening in Jig Skin to expose hardware attachments. We'll be going. I'll be showing you guys exactly how it's done. Dip original lure with Jig Skinz sleeve in gently boiling water for 5 seconds. Use caution. And then number 4, reattach hardware, and you have a perfectly wrapped lure. There's some information on the back there. Covers all lures, including metal, wood, lead, plastic, and composite materials. The skin length remains consistent while circumference shrinks up to 90%. Basically what that means is it will not shrink in, it's going to shrink on. So you're not going to have to worry about it shrinking back. It's just going to basically layer itself on the lure. What else do we have? Some images. Some image distortion may occur depending on size and shape of lure covered. And then you just have like a warning. It says hot. This product requires the use of heat exceeding 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Burns are possible if you are careless. Adult supervision required. Patent pending. American Tackle Company. Visit americantackle.usa to see video demos. They have video demos, but I'm actually going to make you one myself. The package includes 4 Jig Skinz, shrink wrap for your lures, refurbish, retrofit, custom any lure in seconds using only hot water. There's like your before and then there's your after. It does have the Jig Skinz logo on the top, which is really cool. You got to represent it, you know what I mean? So yeah, we are going to do this jerkbait. I did have to do a little bit of fixture to this jerkbait because it has been used and abused. It had a little crack on the back, so I had to use some 5-minute epoxy and get that fixed. But you can tell this lure really isn't too beat up at all. It's very nice still. But this is what's going to make it even more exciting and look even better. I'm going to zoom you guys in. Bear with me for a minute. Actually, we're going to touch bases on what utensils you can use. It really does not take a lot of stuff to use. They require, you can either use scissors or a hole punch when you're cutting out where your hardware is going to go on the bottom of the lure. So here, I actually have a hole punch on hand, so I might use that, or I even might use the scissors. I'll show you guys how that's done. You are going to need scissors for sure. And since you are dipping this inside of hot water, I'm using some just, I guess what they call roach clips or what have you, gator clips, and I'm going to be using it like this when I dip this inside of the hot water so I do not scorch myself. You can use needle nose pliers, or it really doesn't matter. Another thing you will need is a Sharpie or a pen, or you can just basically eyeball it yourself. So you guys will see how I'm going to be putting these tools to work as we do this. Let me zoom you guys in here. Bear with me. Excuse me for moving the camera around. So what I am going to do, what I kind of plan on hoping that it works this way, is you can see the fish's face here. I'm hoping to get that lined up pretty well. One thing I do want to mention is you can actually cut out the fish's eyes on here if you want to keep the original eyes. I know they probably don't mention that in the video, in the tutorial videos, but I think it's something that is possible to do. And as they stated, the alignment's not always 100% correct due to the figure of what lure you're using. Now, if you had probably something in this nature where it is all one diameter all the way down, it would probably be a perfect fit. But however, depending on the shape of your lure, it can change up, you know, how it comes out. But I think one thing you could possibly do is, if you wanted to try it out, you can cut out the eye of the fish on the actual skin, and then you can try to keep the other ones here. Or another thing you could do is, when you already placed the skin on the lure, you can take a X-Acto knife and then just cut around the eye and then pop that little part out, and that should work as well. But we're not even going to bother doing that today. My big thing is I want to try to get this fish's face basically perfectly lined up with my lure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my lure on there where I want it. You do got to make sure you give it a little room if you're running off of a bill. So let me zoom you in real quick here. I'm going to have to scoot this up a bit, and hopefully the focus comes back in. There we go. So you can see I have a bill here, and what I want to do is make sure I'm basically lined up to where the wrap is not going to come in interference with the ring, the split ring here, or any of the hardware area. So it definitely has to come off a little bit, like so. And then we just get our measurements. Now this is where your marker is going to be coming in handy. I'm going to pull this off to the side, and what you need to do is get your measurement, like so. And basically, I'm not going to do a big old huge line or nothing in that nature. I'll just put maybe a dot there, a dot here, and a dot here. And that's just going to show me that my hardware is there. So I need to get that line cut right between these two, like so. Alright, now what you need to do is, this is where your scissors are going to come in handy. You are going to... So you can see I know my hardware is going to be sticking out there. So what I want to do is get my cut from there to there. I want to flatten this down as much as possible and make sure that it is even, so I'm not getting a crooked cut. So I'm going to grip that pretty dang good. And then I'm just going to cut straight up and down like so. And you can see my cut's pretty even. And then what you want to do is, what I've seen on the actual tutorial videos is, they see how this is folded that way. What they do is they're going to fold it the opposite way, like so. And then just set a crease in there, make sure it's even. Just get a good little crease. And this is where your bottom hardware is going to actually come into play. So you want to kind of slide your lure inside of there where your crease is at, and this is going to give you an even level of how your lure is going to look. So you see how that is. You just want to make sure it's even, basically. And then I'm going to get a feel for where my hardware is at. So you just kind of fill around. You can see I can feel my hardware is actually right there. And I'm going to get my Sharpie once again. So my hardware's there. I'm going to get my Sharpie and I'm going to mark it right on the top there. That's how I know where my hardware is going to be popping out. And you can see where the wrap is at. It might come over a little bit, but that's where I will be using an X-Acto knife, because I'm going to try to do a little bit more customization to this and just kind of fit it perfectly, since it is an odd shape lure. But you don't have to, honestly. It's going to lay down perfect regardless. It's going to lay down, you know, where it's not bulging out or anything like this. This stuff literally shrinks right onto the lure. But anyway, so now I know where my hardware's at, and this is where it comes back in, where you have that crease. And then you're going to use your hole punch, or you can even use scissors and just cut a real little small split on there. But because of the hole punch having like a circular motion and your hardware being circular, like so, you can see it kind of matches up. I'm going to use the hole punch, and I'm not going to cut fully. I'm not going to do a big old circle in there. I'm just going to do a little small split. If I have to add a bigger hole on there, then I will. And then, I don't even know if these things work. Yeah, I think it already cut them. Maybe. So I'll come in with the scissors a little bit. My hole punch isn't the greatest. I thought it was a pretty good hole puncher, but it's not. So we're just going to come in with a little split. And this is where I'll show you guys you can use your scissors. So you just come in, cut a little hole. You could even do it like a little rectangle or what have you. Hopefully I'm in view, because I'm trying to see so I don't screw up. There we go. And so you can see I just cut like a little, basically a little hole there. Then you're going to slide your lure inside. And you see that actually came out perfect. You guys can see how that came through, and there's not a really big hole in there. And then we will use, I'm going to be using the gator clips, and I will be placing the gator clips on the lure that way instead of going up and down, and that's just going to kind of hold my skin into place, so you can see when I'm doing the dipping process. We are going to go hit the kitchen, and we're going to dip this, and I'll show you guys how it's done, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm using one of my outdoor boiling pans, or boiling pots, I guess you consider it as. It really don't matter. You can use one of your good ones, or it don't matter. There is no chemicals that are going to fall off of this material, and you're only dipping for like less than 5 seconds. I mean, it's literally just a quick dip and a pull out. Now, I have this water boiling. It is a little hot. They state you don't have to have it super hot. It does not have to be really hot. But to me, because I'm making a video tutorial, I want to make sure that the water is hot so I can do a really quick dip and show you guys how fast this actually works. So there you go. It is not dipped or nothing yet. You can see it's still loose. And we are just going to go right in and right out. Look at that. That thing looks awesome. And I don't even have to do any cutting or nothing to that. I mean, you guys see how fast that formed and molded on there. Now look at this thing. It looks crazy realistic. Let's go back onto the product table, and that way I can give you guys a really nice close-up look at it. But you guys seen how fast that was. And look, it molded so perfect. I mean, that looks even on both sides. I did really good. That is cool. So stay tuned. Let's get back onto the product table. Alright, we are back on the table, and I am blown away, you guys. This thing is smoking. Look at this thing. That came out freaking awesome, you guys. And it molded so perfect. This video is not even doing justice. I can almost guarantee you it's not. That thing, look at this. Oh my goodness. That is pretty. And it molded so perfect. No issues at all. You can see the tip there, just because, as I stated, I have the bill on there, so I did go a little bit back, but I mean, there is no flaws whatsoever in this. And it went from the pearl white to this basic realistic look. I mean, this thing is beautiful. Jig Skinz, you guys got to get some. Restore your old baits, restore some new baits. Oh, that thing came out so nice. Look at that. So pretty. That came out beautiful. Look at that thing. Dang. Oh man, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna start dipping a lot of my other baits that I have that are not looking very fancy. And I'm also gonna make some to actually just, you know, I'm gonna carve out some lures just to do this. This is really beautiful, you guys. This video is not doing justice at all. This thing looks really, really nice. So yeah, buddy, that is it, you guys. Jig Skinz. There is a tutorial on how it is done. Order your guys' Jig Skinz. I'm telling you guys, you will not regret it. You guys seen in this video how wonderful this product is. And yeah, I'll be leaving all the links down below in the description so you guys can get your own and not have to do any kind of Google searching. I try to make it as easy as possible for you guys so you don't have to go Google searching. You just click down below in the description and basically click on the links and it'll take you right to American Tackle Company so you can get your Jig Skinz, you guys. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to definitely be ordering some more of these. And, oh, man, these things, I'm blown away. Look at this. So awesome. I can't get over it. How freaking perfect it looks. It's so cool. This thing's going to get smashed, I guarantee you. I'm thinking about taking this thing out fishing right now. And catching some fish on it for sure. So much love and respects, you guys. Smash that thumbs up, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. We have giveaways, we have product reviews, fishing, hunting, firearms. We have just about everything on this channel. So if you're new to it, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Drop me a comment down below of what you think about this, and I hope this tutorial helped you. And I am up and out. Peace.